also important. Okay, so we will learn all these methods and with related to string. Then we will see the conditional statement, right? If you want to write some condition in your program, you must have idea of conditional statement. Then we will see the operators, right? Operators are very important in any program, because we will use different operator, just like arithmetic operator, logical operator, bitwise operator. The arithmetic operator will use for arithmetic or mathematical function. Then logical operator will use to create some conditions. If you want to allow two condition, or if you want to allow only one condition, so this can be done using logical operator. Then we will see the conditional operator, right? So conditional operator are also very important. Okay, so there are 5 to 6 type bitwise operators are there. So we will study each and every operators in our course, and these all are the basic things that is required to understand Python. And now then after we will slowly shift to loops, right? So loops are very important, because sometimes we want to avoid the repetition to write to make our program small, right? So for that, loops are very helpful. So there are for loop and while loops are there. So what is difference between for loop and while loop, that we will see where we have to use for loop and where we have to use while loop, right? So when I will give you simple idea, when you want to when you have known iteration, this you have knowledge of that I have to go from 1 to 100, right? So this is a known iteration. In that case, you have to use for loop. But it may happen sometimes there is an unknown iteration. You don't know how much time your loop will move in your means. So in that case, you have to use while loop. Just like if I told you, okay, you have to take input from user and you have to print that number up to when user enters 0, then you have to stop the things, right? So in that case, you don't know when user will enter the 0, right? So this is called unknown iteration, right? In that case, you cannot use for loop, right? You must have to use while loop. So that is basic difference when we have to apply for loop and when we have to apply while loop. Okay. Now we will see the data structure of Python. So this list, tuple, set, dictionary, all are data structure of Python, and they are the basic things, and we have to learn that. Now, then after we will see the function, how we can write the function in Python. So we can divide, why we use function. So we can divide function, means function is used to divide our program in a modular way. So we can divide our program in a small part, and we will define function as a task wise. Okay, so our program will look neat and clean, and if we have some error in particular part, we can only focus on particular function, right? So that modular programming is very helpful. So we will divide our task into small function. So function is also important. Then we will see some ready-made modules, just like math module, time module, how we can use mathematical inbuilt function of Python. All mathematical functions are available in math module. So we will see that how we can use this library in our program. Okay. Then exception. Exception is what? Exception is very important in any programming, right? Because see, if some problem is occurred in your program will terminate abnormally, right? So it is not advisable to terminate your program abnormally. So this abnormal termination is called exception. Okay. So we have, if we have idea this code is some risky code, we can say, I will give you example. See, if I divide my number, I am taking two numbers. if I divide this two number, what will happen? It will give you exception. Why? Because we know that we can't put this 0 at a denominator, right? But sometimes it may happen. We can make a mistake, or user can make a mistake. By mistake, user enters 0 at denominator, right? So in that case, our program will terminate abnormally, right? So that is not advisable to terminate our program. See, 0 division error. Can you see that? This is the abnormal termination of your program, right? So this is not advisable. So we can put this type of risky code in some try-catch block, or what we can say like that. So that is called exception handling. Right? So exception handling is very important. Okay, so that's why we will see how it is working, exception handling. Okay. So this is the thing we will cover. Then we will see how we can read-write the file, right? Just like a text file and CSV format file, right? So that we will see. Then we will see the OOPS concept, or means how we can apply OOPS concept in Python. So we will see that. And finally, regular expression. So regular expression is used to create the search pattern in your string. Right? So if you have some line of code and you want to create the search pattern in that, so you can use regular expression in that. So that is also very helpful, because I already told you, right? We always receive data from any file in the form of string. And if you want to create some search pattern, you want to find some particular pattern in your data, then you have to take a help of regular expression, right? So these all are very important topics in Python, and we will see that. Okay, are you clear up to now what content we will cover? Hello? Hello? Okay, now first we will see what is indentation, right? Normally when you see this is a new concept in Python programming actually. If you see Java, C++, you will use this type of curly braces to define the boundaries, right? This is the method, and this is the boundaries of this method, right? So normally in Java programming and C programming and C++, we use this type of curly braces to define the boundaries. But in Python, this type of curly braces concept is not there. Okay. So in that case, what we will do, we will define indentation or space, right? So I will give you example. See, we have defined two numbers here. Now I want to compare two numbers, right? So in that case, you know that we have to apply the conditional statement, right? So if x is greater than y, then we will not use any curly braces here, because here there is no curly braces concept is there. So when you enter this thing, it will take some space. Can you see that, this space? So this is called indentation, right? So we are, instead of using curly braces in Python, we are using indentation, right? So here we will write x is a greater number. Okay, same way, if it is not greater, then we can write the else statement, if else. If x is not greater, then y is a greater number. Are you clear? So this is the